let's go for a minute to Big D, little A, double L-A-S with Cliff Barnes, would you believe, from Dallas. Ken Kercheval. You know why I knew I liked you right away?
How come?
He's wearing our kind of boots,
I don't
folks.
wear those on the show, you know.
Oh. What do you wear?
Shoes.
Just regular old shoes, but you really like cowboy boots, or cow person
I
boots,
wore
as we
those
call them.
boots before Dallas.
Did
I
you?
wore boots before Dallas. Mm-hmm.
Are you just a simple, uncomplicated kind of guy?
Oh, definitely.
Well, that's the first reason I liked you.
Yeah.
But the second reason I liked you is you named your son Aaron.
And Caleb.
And Caleb.
Aaron and Caleb. Now, why Aaron with you?
Well, because that's the name of my son.
Is that A-A-R-O-N?
Well, and you know why?
Why? I'll tell
Because
you why. You tell me why.
okay. Aaron is the first name in the baby book. I either had to name the kid Aaron or Aardvark.
You got it.
So I named my kid Aaron. Why did you name your kid Aaron?
Because my most favorite American classical composer is Aaron Copland.
Okay, then explain the Caleb.
Caleb, I tell you, this is really strange. I collect American pressed glass, and there's a book about a particular factory in Greentown, Indiana, and in the book there's a picture of all of the workers back in the turn of the century, and I was going through the names, and there was a name Caleb. So I liked Caleb, and it was arbitrary, and I picked Caleb. My oldest son is Aaron, my youngest son is Caleb, and when I was on tour in 1962 with Virginia Woolf, the carpenter on the show, his wife was in a bookshop in San Francisco and picked up a child's Bible story about the two brothers in the Bible, Aaron and Caleb. I didn't know that.
Well, I thought Aaron was Moses' brother.
Brother?
Mm-hmm. He's the one.
Brother? Son?
Brother.
No, Enos
And
was the son.
he had the stick that turned into the snake.
Well, there are brothers in the Bible, Aaron and Caleb. I have to confess, I'm not that good
Well,
on
I'm
Bible.
glad you
But
didn't.
then later on, I played in a Broadway musicalization of East of Eden, in which I played Aaron, and a very good friend of mine played Caleb. How about that?
Isn't that something? What you learn right here. But you know what also he's playing, coming up very soon on 10-11 Strong? He's playing Buffalo Bill with Calamity Kate.
Calamity Jane. Calamity Jane.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. That's the character I play and have played over the years. We have a children's show here, and I was Calamity Kate, so outslipped Calamity Kate rather than
Gotcha.
Calamity Jane
Gotcha.
with Jane Alexander. But you
Yeah.
know our affinity with Buffalo Bill in Nebraska.
Sure, gotta be.
The
I played
Scouts.
Buffalo Bill, Cody.
Yep, the Scouts Rest Ranch is right out in North Platte, Nebraska, and it is a museum, and we are grasping for any kind of memorabilia that we have, that we can find and locate to put in that museum.
I haven't seen the show. I haven't seen it since it's been put together, but I hear it's a good show. And I played Cody when he was about my age, and then I play him when he's older with the white hair.
Oh, yes, and do you have the beard?
The beard, the mustache, and the wig. And I'll tell you, when I did that, we did it down in Tucson in part, and it was real hot. It was like over 100 degrees. One morning, a scene at 7 o'clock in the morning, 107 degrees, eating oysters, drinking champagne. That's work. That's work. Now, they put my hair in pin curls, and then they took down here where it's short, put it with little tight rubber bands, right? And then they put like the end of a woman's stocking over, like a skull cap thing, and then they pin that on. Then they put the wig on, and then they glue it all down, and you're in that thing for like 10, 12, 14 hours in that kind of temperature, plus a hat and buckskins. Oh, I hit my mic. And then I said, a friend of mine, at the end of the day, when you take that off, you know, and when the last rubber band comes off and you can do like that, very few things in life I know feel that good.
I know. Would you like to play Hump the Hostess?
Say what?
You remember?
Huh?
Hump the Hostess?
Hump the Hostess.
And Walpurgis Nacht?
Oh, I'll be damned, yeah. I'll be damned.
That's a little red Virginia Woolf. He was on Broadway in Virginia Woolf. Did you take over George Grizzard's part?
Yeah.
That
And then I did it on the road for 9.5 months. With
That was
Nancy
an
Kelly and Shep
extraordinary-
Strudwick and Barbara Dana. And on matinee days, the show was 3.5 hours, and on matinee days, Barbara and I, the leads had somebody else play the matinees, but Barbara and I, the two young ones, played all 8 performances. Matinee days, we were on stage for 7 hours.
I want to tell you one little story about that, because we at the University of Nebraska Theater were the first people to do Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf off-Broadway, when it left Broadway. We had a really good production. We tried to invite Edward Albee because it worked. We thought, frankly, that we were better than the movie version that came out. But anyway, the final night of the show was purchased by a group of the Methodists of the United States. Were having a convention in Lincoln.
The Methodists?
The Methodists. Now, if you recall the...
I heard that you couldn't get in, if you were a Methodist can't get into heaven without a covered dish.
Okay. Well, they were coming to the University Theater, and we were
I used to go to the Methodist church.
very nervous because the language was very strong for that time.
Yeah.
And by the time we'd come to the end of the run, we knew where the laughs were, we knew where to hold, where to pause, etc. Now, here are the Methodist ministers who are going to be seeing this on stage and hearing the very strong language, and how are they going to react?
Sure.
Do you know, Ken, they were the best audience we had. They didn't laugh at the other more obvious references to humor. They laughed in strange places, but they got some of the intellectual humor in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which the lay audience didn't get, and they gave us 3 standing ovations, the Methodist ministers for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
That's very commendable to them, that they would have the understanding to not take offense of something that they really preach against, and to understand it, and I think that's grand.
Well, you have evolved from a swell guy in Dallas. Boy, are you a mean, conniving equal to JR at this point, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun. The evolution's been fun, hasn't it? You get a lot more attention, aren't you?
Well, yeah, the stuff that's being written now is nice to do.
Yeah. Well, 6 more years or more. No, how long can you handle it? 6 years now on Dallas.
I can handle it. I can handle it. I love to work. Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I love
So
to work.
what, 6 years, heck with that.
Well, we've been on. This is the 6th season.
Yeah.
And I do get to, like the Buffalo Bill. They do let me go out and do other things. And that's
Nice break in the
that's
routine.
always nice. Yeah. And I have a busy life outside of Dallas.
Ken, nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Welcome to Nebraska and
Thanks.
Kansas.
Thanks.
Many more successful years in Dallas.
Nice of you to say.
Ken Kercheval, Cliff Barnes on Dallas, right here on 1011 Strong. Stay tuned, 1011 Morning continues.